Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen, where food and fitness come to hang out. Nutrition, training, and life. It's all fair game on Meathead Test Kitchen.
Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen, a podcast where food and fitness come to hang out. I'm Sausha.
I'm Sadie.
I almost said it the other way around. Today, we are going to cover some of the millions, only some of the millions of fitness myths we'd heard during our time of being fit-ish chicks. There are so many, and there are some doozies like that I hear repeatedly over and over and over again.
I feel like today are the three biggest offenders, but we're gonna make this a series. I think
we should. And you know what, you guys, like, if you have any that you've heard that you're not sure if it's a myth or not, like, go ahead and email us hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com, because like we'll cover them in a future episode for sure, because there's so freaking many.
If there is anything that I love more than anything else besides like cats and cheese, it's cheese. It's researching something to prove somebody wrong.
Oh yeah.
I am that friend. I live to naysay and be like, no, you're wrong, and this is why.
I had to like mute one of the groups I was in because the first one that we're going to cover is like repeatedly asked. And every time I scream at my phone like, no, stop it. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Really, after I've been doing this for 6 years now.
Yeah.
I have heard so much bullshit from so many people, and just not even just statements that are garbage, but questions where it's like, who the fuck told you that?
Where did you get this from?
Where you picked this up from somewhere? Where?
Yeah, exactly. So like the three that we're going to cover today: can you spot reduce body fat? Is soreness a badge of a good workout? And should women train differently than men? What is fact and what's BS?
Vamos.
Here we go.
That's Spanish for let's go. That's going to happen sometimes.
Let's go. LATSGO.
I need to make a lexicon for my Spanish words that people,
we'll just write it.
I should just write it on the whiteboard. If I say dile, that means yeah. Everyone has that friend that has done 50,000 crunches at the end of their workout to try to get their abs to show. And we've all seen it. There's that guy
I used to
or
be
girl.
that person.
I used to be that person too, because I didn't know any better. I was that girl at the end of a workout doing my hollows and then doing side by sides and doing Russian twists and doing crunches. And you're not on to something. You're not going to make your abs magically pop overnight. You're wasting your time.
Yeah. You can't spot reduce body fat.
No.
Period. It is not possible. Doing all the sit-ups and crunches in the world isn't going to give you a six-pack. This is another one of those things that we've been told by the diet and fitness industry forever, because they're trying to get us to buy products typically. This doesn't have to do with abs, but that freaking, what was that thing you put in between your
Thigh Master.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's gimmicky shit to target specific areas of fat.
Now, the Thigh Master in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with it, because abductors and adductors are a very important component of your fitness.
Maybe the ab roller is a better example of what.
That thing, the ab lounger, where you just lay in the fucking hammock and you just
go.
We had an ab lounger at my sister's house when I was in college. I may or may not be well acquainted with it. And it may or may not be a fucking waste of money. Your entire body is going to burn fat. Your body, the way that your body is going to burn fat is going to be different for every individual person. For me individually, the last place that my fat is, the hardest places for me, my back is cut. My arms look great. My legs, jacked. My stomach, still flappy. My fucking boobs, still huge. So my body holds my fat, the last of the fat reserves. And this is typically true for most women, because that's how our bodies are built to raise babies.
Right, exactly.
So your boobs are always probably going to be there until the very end, and so is your stomach.
Yes. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
even when you get to the very end and you completely cut, I'm still probably going to have boobs.
Right. Well, and I'm
very
always
disappointing.
Here's the other thing too that I don't think that one, it's not talked about enough, but normalizing the fact that when you sit down, first of all,
has roles.
Every person has roles.
Everyone.
And women have an extra layer of fat over their internal organs down there. It's to protect those baby making organs.
Yeah, even if you are jacked, you'll see girls that are cut, but they still have that little bit of just a raised spot.
Yes.
Because that's just how our bodies
normal.
are.
It's how our bodies are built. If you think about your body too as a machine, Like your body, like the reason you can't spot reduce is because when you burn fat, your entire body is burning fat.
Yes.
So if you think about it as a machine, it's working together at the same time, one, to keep you alive, but you can't, it's not going to be like, you know what, today I feel like only burning fat in the ass.
Yeah. It's like if you did a Bunsen burner on a beaker, it would heat the entire beaker and all of the water would get hot, not just the top corner or the bottom part would get hot. The entire beaker gets hot. That's how your body works. That's how thermic, what did they call it? The thermic effect, I believe is what it is.
Yeah. Thermogenesis, basically.
Thermogenesis is body fat burning.
Yes. And everybody's DNA is different too. Like we've talked about this before, but Sadie and I could eat exactly the same thing and work out exactly the same way for exactly the same amount of time, and our results are going to be completely different.
Yeah, just because our bodies are different.
Exactly. Like I burn fat. Everybody burns fat in the same process way.
Yes.
But the way that it comes off of your body is going to be different.
It is going to be different. And that's okay. Like we want bodies. We celebrate everybody's body.
Yes.
I love bodies. Bodies are cool. Like you should appreciate what your body does for you. And I feel like when we try to short circuit our body by doing things like spot reducing and stuff like that, we're kind of undermining what our body's trying to do.
Exactly. Or the wins. Like here's the thing that always gets me down. And I fall into this every once in a while too, but like when you're in the gym and you're making progress, just because you don't physically see it in the areas you're expecting to doesn't mean that you're not making gains or getting wins.
Yeah. If you've been cutting and you've been working really hard and watching your food intake and you don't see anything on the front side of you changing, turn around and see what your back and shoulders look like in the mirror, because I guarantee you they're more cut than you thought they were.
Yes, for sure. Well, and that's, it goes back to just like keeping track of progress in a different way.
Yeah.
Like just because you're not seeing it fall, you're not physically seeing it fall off your stomach doesn't mean that there isn't a difference in how it appears.
Right.
You just look at yourself every day.
Yeah. You mislead yourself when you look at yourself every day because you're used to seeing yourself every day. Like Phil and I have had that conversation a lot when we started this because it's really frustrating. It's really fucking frustrating to go to the gym, kill a workout, come home and be like, I don't look any fucking different. This sucks. Why?
Right.
Because you don't see it.
You don't. You really don't.
You do look different and your friends are going to know.
Well, and here's the other thing too. It's not necessarily always like aesthetically, like you can't necessarily always see that.
Right.
Are you moving better?
Yep.
Are you able to perform the movements you've been doing at the weight you've been doing them with more ease? Are you able to add more reps? How is your form? Like all of those things are wins.
And then there's everything that it does for you up there too.
Exactly.
Like the mental fortitude that comes along with doing something, even though you're not seeing the results right away, like seeing that through takes a lot of backbone and a lot of balls to stick with it because everybody always wants the quick fix.
Oh yeah.
And for this, there is no quick fix. I mean, there's surgery, but that comes with its own entire mess of, have you ever looked at cosmetic surgery? Have you looked at what the recoup time is for that shit?
No, and I haven't just because I'm like,
Side note, it's a long time.
And also it's expensive.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to spend, I don't know, on a pill or like doing 1 billion crunches every single day.
Yeah.
Like, there are movements that every single movement that you're doing requires you to engage your core.
It sure does.
So you're already doing that work.
Yeah.
You can't spot reduce body fat though.
You can't.
There's no pill you can take. There's no magic snap of the fingers. Like, your body is a machine and it's going to burn wherever it's just going to burn fat in general.
Yeah, your body's going to do what it's going to do. So yes, if you want to lose fat in a specific area, I'm sorry, it's not going to work.
You're just it everywhere else too.
Yes, you're just going to have to keep cutting if you want that to keep going. And we've talked about like consistency a lot too, and I feel like this is where bingo card, there it is. Consistency comes in as well. When it comes to reducing body fat, it takes a shit ton of consistency. And I have really recently started to see this happen with myself since we've gone into quarantine and I haven't been eating out as much. That consistency is like clutch. If you don't have that, you're not going to be on a good foot to get this going.
Well, and just like, that's why we talk about like having somebody to be accountable to quite a bit, because if you're like, you could write down everything for 6 weeks, but it doesn't mean maybe you're not being as honest with yourself as you thought.
Right.
So if you have somebody to I mean, hell, send it to us. We'll give you a spreadsheet. Fill this out and get back to us.
You like forms? I got lots of them.
Let's do this. Yeah. Being consistent, finding something sustainable, those are going to be the ways that you lose body fat.
Yep.
If you're not going to spot reduce by doing Russian twists for 45 minutes. Nope. Like, that's just not. The same thing goes for your butt.
Yeah.
You can do workouts to build muscle in your glutes, but you can't magically burn the fat off your butt cheeks. And by the way, having a fat ass is actually pretty awesome. First of all, I could sit on this hard-ass chair for an hour.
In your face.
You did, but I stuck my butt back at you, so we're good. I didn't it's good. Aesthetically, it looked
I just took a shower. It's fine.
I'm sure that this is going to look amazing on video.
Having a big ass is great because now you can twerk. Dude,
yeah.
I never knew the joys of twerking until the beauty of twerking. If you can't understand how twerking works, you need to have some jiggle. Mm-hmm. And all of my Puerto Rican friends have taught me this. In PR, twerking, they call it perreo. So they taught me how to perreo when I lived in PR because I am an honorary Puerto Rican gringa. And they were like, you have to shake your ass. And I'm like this? And they're like, oh, you don't have enough ass to shake. And I'm like, I know it's a crime, right? But then I started doing my squats and Lou's like, yo, that's a perreo ass right there. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Look at it bounce.
Here's the other thing. I get offended when I walk by my husband and he doesn't smack my ass. So, I want to have a smackable ass.
Right? Everybody wants an ass worth grabbing. I mean, let's be honest. That is my wish to all of you, that you have an ass to grab or that your ass is being grabbed.
And I think we can just mic drop. See you guys later.
Yeah. This episode's over and we're good. Stomach wraps are bullshit. I'm not going to make some friends with this because there are a lot of people I know that they have used these before. So stomach wraps are marketed kind of the same way as fat burners are, saying if you use the product, you'll reduce fat in that area. Yeah. Put this shit on, wrap it in aluminum or wrap it in saran wrap, and then put a corset over it. It works.
Right.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking work.
What you're really losing here, though, is water weight.
Yes.
So when you're rehydrated, that weight, if it came off the scale, if you get on the scale right after your workout and right after using this wrap, the number probably is going to be down. Mm-hmm. You've been sweating. You're forcing that area to lose more water.
You're kind of spot dehydrating yourself.
Yes, basically,
honestly.
that is what you're doing. Yeah. So when you're rehydrated, that weight is going to be right back where it was and right back on the scale.
Yeah. Let's talk about creative ways that companies have made us waste our fucking money. Wow.
It's true. And the number will move, but all you're doing is, that's the best way to put it, is dehydrating a specific area of your body.
You are. I mean, you're essentially sweating out your stomach because that's what people usually wear them for. And now, if you're wearing an actual stretchy back brace because you have back problems, totally different story. But if you're wearing a corset to go work out, it's a bad idea for a couple of reasons. First being that it constricts your airflow.
Right.
And you don't want to lift anything heavy if you can't get a full breath into your body. That's going to be bad news bears. It can also fuck with your posture because the way that you readjust with how you corsets are the most uncomfortable thing ever. I don't know if you've ever worn one if you're watching or listening at home. Being a chick, we have to do all of this shit just in the name of chickdom and wear all of this uncomfortable underwear from time to time for formal occasions.
I'm not doing that shit.
There's a reason that I wore a mesh tutu dress for my wedding because I could wear whatever bra I felt like and it was comfortable. But corsets suck. They are painful. They're uncomfortable. You literally are stuck moving just like you're like a Barbie doll. You don't have any movement from side to side with your spine. You're just stuck. That's a bad idea. You don't want to limit your range of motion when you're underweight. Underweight's underweight. That is a surefire way to fuck yourself up. Now, a lot of people can do it and they get away with it without any consequences. Nothing weird happens, but stay away.
It's a gimmick. It's literally just a gimmick.
Stay away.
It's a gimmick just like
the workout enhancement creams. And I'm going to name a name, and that's fine. They've been around for a while. Sweet Sweat. I have been knowing about Sweet Sweat since, they've been around since 2013, 2014 when I first started coming into fitness Instagram. So they've been around for a while. I know who they are. I've seen them. I've never bought any of their stuff, but I've seen a lot of people hawk their shit.
Yeah.
For the same reason that stomach wraps don't work, this is why Sweet Sweat workout enhancement creams don't work either. You're paying $40, $50, $60 for some really nice coconut smelling shit that you're going to rub all over your midsection that's going to make you feel slimy, and then you have to put a fucking saran wrap over top of it and then wear a corset. Like,
it's basically it's like a jelly. You're suffocating that area just like it would be if you're wearing a wrap and you're dehydrating that area of your body. You're paying $40 to dehydrate an area of your body that is going to come right back the second that you're rehydrated.
Also, why do people electively rub shit on their body and then put saran wrap on top of it? Have these people never had a tattoo before? Like,
it's uncomfortable.
I'm that person that I get home like an hour after that shit's off and I'm washing it because it's just like slimy and it's drippy and it's weird and everything about the whole trend of midsection training is just weird, and I'm not even going to get fucking started on waist trainers.
Yeah, we're not doing that today. We don't have time for that today.
That
could be a whole episode.
It's an entirely different episode for a different day. All right, now that I'm done railing about fucking waist training for a minute, let's talk about soreness. So some people think that soreness the next day to the point where you can't move is a sign that you had a killer workout. Not true. Being sore the next day every day is bad for your muscles.
Yep.
Because typically soreness is due to your muscles recuperating from the damage that they've incurred, because that's the way that muscle building works. You destroy your muscles. You cause tears in your muscles, and then your body throws protein at it to rebuild the tissue, and then it comes back bigger, and that's how you get guns and all that cool stuff.
Yes.
So typically soreness is your body not being used to increased weight or increased cardio, or you're trying something new that your body is not used to. So soreness is, I mean, some people use soreness as a moniker or as like a marker of a good workout.
Yeah.
I usually don't.
It just isn't the best indicator of a good workout. I mean, yeah, you're sore, and I get why there is a correlation there, but other things like quality of movement and if you're successfully increasing weight with proper form should be some better indicators of success in the gym. I get the soreness being kind of correlated with that, but typically pay attention to when you're getting those. Is it when you just started a new cycle? Doesn't mean you're working any harder than the last 6 weeks. It just means that you changed up your training and your muscles aren't used to those movements right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have some level of soreness in your daily life from a workout, but it's not going to be debilitating soreness every single day. If you're having debilitating soreness every single day, you need to take a look at your programming. You need to take a look at your nutrition, and you need to take a look at your sleep, because one of those three things is very, very, very wrong, and it could be more than one of those three things.
Yes.
But you don't need to be sore as hell every day. It's not smart.
No.
I mean, even lifting the same amount of weight and adding more reps is a good sign that your training is going in the right direction. And that's why we like the progressive loading scheme sometimes too, because it's like, okay, I'm at 70% this week, but that's a percentage that I can do 8 to 10 reps. Shit, I'm at 95% this week. Okay, I'm doing 2 reps. Like,
exactly.
That's kind of how we kind of shuffle it around to make sure that we're hitting our heavy days, and then that we're having and I don't even call them my light days anymore, because this is a good point that I saw the other day on the internet, because that's where I am all day long. I don't call them light days anymore. They're my fast days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can get through that shit way quicker. That's where you work your technique and your speed is on those lighter days. So you don't need to be killing yourself in the gym every single day. I mean, kick your own ass, but don't murder yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even taking shorter breaks in between sets is a good indicator that you're fitnessing well.
Yeah, I mean, time your breaks. You don't have to give yourself a set limit for how long your break is. You can. When you get to more advanced training methodology, that is something that they will work in, especially with a lot of like Olympic weightlifting stuff. We have a lot of timed breaks and whatnot. The no pain, no gain mentality is irresponsible, and it's dangerous. I'm just going to say that. And I'm not going to shit on anybody that says no pain, no gain. I understand the thought process behind it.
Yeah.
Yes, there is going to be some pain involved, but you shouldn't be dying.
Right.
And the people that are like, fuck it, keep going. I don't care. Your muscles are crying. Keep going. It's like, no, you're going to fucking hurt
injure
somebody.
yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, that's the same thing with like maxing out every day. That just sets you up for injury, honestly.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, but recovery is just as important as your time in the gym. Giving those muscles and your body time to recover typically gets you to your end goal. I don't want to say a lot faster, because it's not a fast process, but a little bit faster, because you're allowing your body to adapt and improve.
Which is the opposite of what we thought for a long time. We thought we needed to go to the gym 7 days a week so that we didn't untrain anything. The way that untraining works is usually like for certain movements, you can your body will start untraining in like 72 hours. And I believe that to an extent because like if I have a couple of days where I don't do any Olympic lifting, I come out here and it looks like shit. Like I haven't lifted a loaded barbell in about a month because life. And so I know when I come to do my first set of cleans tomorrow, it's going to be gnarly. It'll be fine. They'll be functionally sound. They're just going to be slow and kind of ugly. It happens. Like you need to give your body time to take a rest. I personally didn't start seeing huge advances in my training until I started taking 2 or 3 days off a week.
Yeah.
Tia Claire Toomey, Matt Frazier, all of those people, super high level fitness, they have 2 or 3 days off a week. And they are the fittest people on earth. So take a page out of their book and maybe start doing what they're doing and give your body some time to recover.
Right. Yes, exactly.
It just, you need to rest. Not taking rest days it's a stupid idea. I don't like to call people stupid, but that is a dumb idea. Don't fucking push yourself 24/7, 365. It's not sustainable. It's not realistic, and it's not smart. Listen to your body. When you feel exhausted, it's because your body's telling you it's done.
Yeah.
So just listen. If you're burned out, be done. Don't push through your workout just to get one in. Do some stretching, maybe do some yoga, hop on the bike, do a little bit of light cardio, and you're fine.
Yeah. I actually just went through this the other day, and I sent you, I posted about it on Instagram, and I sent Sadie a message. I am one of those people, I rarely take 2 days off in a row. And I mean, I was just extremely busy. Like Tuesdays are my super busy day during the week. So typically if I don't get my ass up in the morning, I may not get a work in that day. And that's fine. I was also freaking exhausted. And I just took a rest day the day before, but I was like, all right, I know I'm going to feel guilty today, but I know that my body's going to be way more satisfied with me if I just take this day off instead of killing myself trying to get a workout in. Yep. The quality would have been terrible. I always feel better when I'm done working out, but I would have been probably pissed off at myself because I wasn't going to have the quality of movement I would have had if I was just freaking rested.
And that's one of the biggest lessons I took away myself from being able to give yourself rest is that you're less pissed off at yourself in your training when you're actually focused and your body feels good.
Exactly.
What a surprise. Your brain gets along with you if it gets rest and your body doesn't feel like shit, so it'll move how you want it to. Magic.
Weird how that works.
It's amazing. So rest. Please rest. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you're not, we did a whole episode about sleep like 10 episodes ago with our buddy Mike Nicola. So we talk about sleep and recovery. That is something to look into if your training isn't quite where it needs to be right now.
Yes. How much sleep are you getting? Are you getting consistent sleep?
Yeah.
Are you going, like, I know that maybe this is old school. It's not. But going to sleep.
It's not.
Having a sleep schedule is normal. And it's really beneficial for you and your training and just in general in life. Trying to go to bed at the same time every night and getting up at the same time every day, really, it gets your circadian rhythm nailed down. And when you fuck with your circadian rhythm, it can affect. It's not just your training. It's literally just your life. It's more easy to get stressed out, which we also have an episode on, but stress also affects all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to what your body is telling you.
As someone that spent a lot of time in college working on a morning show and then also working until midnight and getting like 4, 3, 2, maybe some sleep. Dude, there were nights where I'd go work with Pat and JT in the morning and I would just not sleep.
Yeah.
I drink a pot of coffee in the 2 hours between my air shift at the radio station that we were in college. And then like, I got to get ready because it's 4:30.
Your brain doesn't work the same way when you're super tired.
You're foggy.
Yes. That busy Tuesday, I didn't get home from work until super late, which is way later than I normally get home. And I had to be right back in the morning. I got maybe 4.5 hours of sleep, which for me is like zombie time. Like I have to have at least 6 hours of sleep. Otherwise, I'm just freaking useless. I can't think right. I'm not on my toes. I don't perform the same way in any aspect when I don't have enough sleep.
I am a giant bitch when I don't get enough.
I was pretty crabby and short with people. I'm like, get to the point.
I'm already a very no bullshit person. So when I haven't slept,
it's not fun. It is not fun.
I'm like a baby. You need to feed me and sleep me on a schedule Otherwise, I am miserable, and so will you.
Yes, exactly. Like, so to close out this subject in summation, listen to your freaking body.
And sleep.
Prioritize recovery and sleep.
Yeah.
Boom.
Should men and women train the same? Should they? Should they? Should they? It depends on who you ask and how long ago you ask. I saw some articles from like 2002 while I was... We know the answer to this. However, I will supply you with that in a moment. But I looked at a lot of different articles because I'm that person. I do a lot of Googling after Phil goes to bed. So like I just hang out on the couch with my cats and watch TV and just Google whatever random thing I was thinking about that day. So when I Google things for like 25 to 30 minutes each. So I spent like a half hour looking at just different articles about this. And it has changed steadily as we have become more current, but there was an article from like 2002 where it's like women should train high rep, low weight movements to stay lean and toned. And I was like, if I had $1 for every time I've walked into a gym to see a woman doing some fucking bizarre ass circuit of movements that she thinks is going to make her toned because some fucking moron on TV told her, I'd be a millionaire and I wouldn't be hosting this podcast.
It honestly like still surprises me that the word toned is used as much as it is. Toned means muscle. Can we normalize that? Toned means muscle.
Yes.
Muscle means strength. And strength is cool.
Tone is muscle tone. That's
muscle
where tone. That's where toned came from. Muscle tone.
We need a shirt that says toned is muscle.
Yes.
Muscle is strength. Strength is cool. Like, my goodness. We used to be, like, it just drives me insane.
Yeah.
Like, that high rep scheme, low weight crap, it's just not true. And there's been a ton of research in at least the last 5 years that say women and men should train the same. And anybody that tells you otherwise is trying to hoodwink you.
Yeah.
And they're lying.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Your muscles don't know what kind of a body they're in. They don't know if they're a male body muscle or a female body muscle. Your muscles are just muscles. They all look and function exactly the same way, regardless of your gender. So look at CrossFit. Men and women do the exact same workouts, just at different weights.
Yep.
And I feel like this is the best example that I can give as far as why men and women should train the same.
Yes.
Our bodies all move the same way. It doesn't matter if you're growing a baby or if you're growing a beer belly. Like the opposite spectrum for the men. Like, you know, hey, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't care if it's male or female in that regard when it comes to how your muscles work. It just knows that it needs to do the work.
Exactly. And you're not going to get bulky.
That's another fucking word I wish we could abolish.
Tired of it. And I know that we brought it up a few times, but like, you know, in order to get bulky, it takes so much more work than people, I think, realize or are willing to acknowledge. Like, you have got to be the most fucking consistent person on this planet. The athletes that you are seeing online that are, they're not bulky.
They're not
They
bulky.
have muscle and they are athletes.
Yeah.
In order to do that, they are literally getting paid to do that. They are doing 2 sessions a day and their nutrition is on point.
Yes. A lot of power lifters are just huge because they lift really, really high weights.
You have to eat in order to be able to perform that way.
Yeah. If you have any questions about how to like eat for performance or anything that has to do with working out, if you have questions because you're just getting into it, ask us. We've got, years between the two of us, over a decade of experience with this shit now. hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com. But I've been watching one of my friends, Trisha. She just recently competed in a powerlifting meet and she fucking kicked ass. You have to be really, really dedicated to get your muscles to be that big.
Oh my gosh.
A, you have to be really dedicated. B, sometimes you might need to be on gear, which is AKA for steroids, and that's fine. Like, as long as you're competing in an arena where they don't care if you're using PEDs, then use PEDs. Like, I've been, like, Phil, he got a steroid shot one time when we went to the gym, and he's like, now I see why people do this. This is fucking awesome. And I'm just like, yo, chill. But it's really, really difficult for you to get too big. Yep. I've been trying to get too big for 5 years. And my legs are maybe just now kind of where I want them to be, you know? Like,
mine are getting there. Here's the thing too, like, I just found a post the other day from 6 years ago that said, you ever just be working out by yourself and you're screaming in your head, why am I doing this? Why? I had to go through my closet. We're moving the other day. And I didn't realize, I haven't taken progress pictures in a while.
Ooh, did you find your old clothes?
I can't fit into them.
Yes, that's
not because your girl, I'm not overweight. My arms don't fit.
Yeah.
You can't see that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not bulky. I'm stronger. Yeah. And like, that was like a non-scale victory for me. I was like, my shirts don't fit anymore.
It's like I was
because I'm strong
earlier. Like my pants are fitting better because my ass has shrunk because I haven't squatted in a while. These things happen.
Right.
Like your body will ebb and flow and go with you. And as long as it still feels good, and if you're not working out right now, that's fine. I'm not working out right now because life is fucking weird.
And I've been inconsistent.
See? We're
normal human beings.
Yeah, we're not robots either, I promise. I've been lifting with the dudes since day one. Like my trainer, all of my trainers up to this point, well, I had one trainer that was a female. All my trainers up to this point have been dudes. And it's been great.
Yeah.
Like, it's not only been great for my body, but it's been super great for my morale, because what is better than being a chick and not only keeping up with the dudes, but sometimes outpacing the dudes.
Yep.
So that was really cool, because keeping up with the boys can be a challenge. But I'm not a do nothing bitch. So
right. Yes, girl. Yes.
Just go do it.
Just do it. I hate the term bulky. I really, really do. And it's just misinformed, I guess, might be the best word for it.
Yeah.
Way of looking at women being strong, and it can legit. Bye.
Yeah,
get out of here.
I could get into a whole other discussion and feminism related things about how, misogyny and the patriarchy and all that shit's just trying to put us down by making us feel shitty for feeling empowered and good about ourselves. Right. But I'm not going to go there.
We can save that for a whole other podcast. Maybe we'll have people call in somehow.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hormones are also going to play a factor in your training, male or female. For men, testosterone will run the show, and estrogen is for the ladies. Ladies, you're going to want to adjust your training. You have to adjust your training and your eating around your time of the month. When Aunt Flo comes into town, because if you don't, your body's going to hate you.
Yeah, you need a whole lot more iron if the Red Scare's coming to town.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, to remember about that, we should probably get a doctor on the show to talk about how hormones specifically affect women and their training.
I want to do a whole episode about vaginas and woman-related things at some point.
I do, too.
So, yes,
I think that's a great idea. Because I think that understanding how to program around that, on the day that you feel sluggish, the week prior to that whole week prior to your actual time of the month, you are not going to perform at your peak.
Nope.
Because your body is physically going through changes on the inside.
Yep.
If you feel sluggish and you're like, gosh, normally I can throw up 15, 20 pounds in a shoulder press. I can't fucking get 12 and a half today. Guarantee you it's hormonally related.
Yeah.
So don't be hard on yourself.
I have an IUD because my periods were so terrible that I just wanted them to go the fuck away for most of 7 years, which is awesome. I'm on my second one. They're great. You really need to pay attention to that stuff. Even for me, I get a faux period every now and then, and once in a great while, I get a real period. And I can always tell when that real period is coming because I train like shit for 4 days. I'm
sucks.
I'm going to get a period. And Phil's like, how do you know? I'm like, everything feels terrible.
Everything feels heavy as shit, and I'm not performing the way I normally would perform. It's
my
typically going to be hormonally related.
My body's doing that thing where it's punishing me because I haven't used my uterus for anything useful.
It's like, what the hell?
Why are
I'm
you
here
using
for a
me?
Reason. On this episode, we only scratched the surface on there. Seriously,
There's a zillion.
the list is compiling in my head of different myths surrounding fitness and nutrition. You're going to see another few of these from us soon because there's a lot of bullshit out there, and we want you guys to hurdle over the bullshit. If you've heard of any, like I said at the beginning of the episode, and you want us to cover it and talk about it, get more in depth, email us, hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com, or follow us on the interwebs.
Yeah.
At Meathead Test Kitchen on Instagram and Facebook, MTK Staff on Twitter. We're also on TikTok, Meathead Test Kitchen.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Maybe we'll do a dance someday.
You can.
Okay.
I can't dance.
Okay. I can't
I do like this is
Cabbage
like
Patch.
the sprinkler buying groceries. Pointing across the aisle.
We're on the social media.
Yeah,
search
find
for
us.
and you'll
Find us. We're everywhere. We've got great SEO too. Thanks, Hurrdat. So just search Meathead Test Kitchen on the Googles, and you'll find us for many pages. Actually,
yes.
We are proud to be a Hurrdat Media podcast. Please like and follow us on our social media and wherever you stream podcasts, which we're everywhere there too. Deezer, Spotify,
everywhere but SoundCloud.
Everywhere but SoundCloud. Everywhere but SoundCloud.
Yes,
we made it. We made it. Are we a real podcast? We don't even have a SoundCloud. Cool.
I think so.
So when you're all caught up with us, you can find Sausha hanging out with our friend Aaron Sorensen on Mind Your Own Podcast. You can take Pat and JT everywhere you go. Keep up with Dax and Adam with the latest celebrity news on Hollywood Raw. They just had Joe Coy on.
Yes.
One of my favorite comedians, one that I've seen here at the Funny Bone several times.
It's a pretty good episode.
It's a great episode. That guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
See what Joe Benavidez and Megan O'Leary are up to on At Home with Ben O'Leary. They just dropped a new episode. They went to Joshua Tree for vacation over the weekend.
Did.
So that was cool. And then check out our newest podcast, The Shuley Show. No big deal. It's just Shuley from Howard Stern. You may know him.
Might have heard of him.
Yeah. So, dude, what a dream come true. We get to say we work with a dude that's been on Stern. Like,
right.
Private Parts was like one of the things that made me want to be in radio.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have Shuley on staff is fucking amazing. Like,
that's awesome.
What a cool time to be doing podcasts in Omaha, Nebraska. Neat.
Also, don't know if you've heard this, but we have merch now. So check out our shop at it's on the website at hurrdatmedia.com. Just go over to the shop tab and you'll be able to find all our merch there. We've got some hats, we've got a gym bag, we got some stickers,
hoodies.
And also we have a poster now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know if you've heard us mention this before, but Find a Way, Not an Excuse is a poster that you can now buy. So make sure that you go to hurrdatmedia.com and check that out.
Check it out. Meathead Test Kitchen. Out.
Join Sadie and Sausha every Monday, helping to make your fitness and nutrition journey suck less. MTK.
A Hurrdat Media Production.